Welcome back to Smart Speak English.
Great to be here. Today we're diving into something super practical. Navigating ordering food at a restaurant using helpful English phrases.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? It can feel like a bit of an adventure, exciting, but sometimes you hit that moment where you just don't quite have the right words.
Exactly. And we've looked over some great notes, lots of examples covering the whole experience, really, from the moment you walk in right through to paying.
Right. So our mission today, we want to take those examples, break them down a bit, and really equip you with the language you need. Not just to get by, but to sound, confident and natural.
And actually enjoy the meal out without worrying about the language barrier. Turning those potentially awkward spots into smooth interactions. That's the goal.
Okay, let's start right at the beginning then.
Yeah.
You arrive, you walk into the restaurant. First thing, you need a table. What's the standard way to ask?
Well, the most straightforward way is usually just stating what you need and for how many. So something simple like, a table for 2, please, or a table for 1, please. Nice and clear.
Makes sense. And what if you've planned ahead? You've made a reservation.
Ah, good point. You need them to find your booking. So you'd say something like, we have a reservation under Smith or whatever your name is.
Okay.
And, if you have a preference where you sit, maybe you want a view.
Oh, yeah, like by the window.
Exactly. Don't be shy. Just ask politely. Can we sit by the window, please? Or maybe, could we possibly get a table in a quieter area?
That please and could we really helps, doesn't it?
It really does. That's a polite tone right from the start. Shows respect for the staff.
Excellent. So you're seated, menus arrive, but sometimes, you get the menu and you're just not ready. You need a minute.
Oh, definitely. It happens all the time. You absolutely don't need to feel rushed. A very common and polite way to ask is just, could we have a few more minutes to decide?
Simple enough.
Yeah, it signals you're looking, I just need a bit more time. Another thing, if you're maybe a bit overwhelmed by the choices, or everything just sounds good.
Which happens.
Right. Ask for their expertise. Something like, what do you recommend? Or maybe, what are today's specials?
That's a great tip. It's not just about finding a good dish, is it?
Not at all. It's a nice way to start a little interaction, get some insider knowledge, perhaps.
Okay, cool. So, decision made, you're ready. How do you order the main course clearly?
The go-to phrase is usually pretty simple. I'll have the pasta, please. Or you might say, I'd like the chicken. Both are perfectly normal, perfectly polite.
Got it. I'll have, or I'd like Kang. Now, here's where it can get a little trickier sometimes. Modifications. What if you need something changed? Maybe you have an allergy or just, really don't like onions.
Yeah, this is super important for getting what you want or sometimes what you need health-wise. Be specific. You can say, can I get the burger without onions? Or maybe, could I substitute the fries for a salad with that? Another really common one is asking for something on the side.
Yes, like dressing.
Exactly. Could I have the dressing on the side? Or could I get the sauce on the side? It just gives you a bit more control. These kinds of requests are very normal, so knowing the phrases makes it easy for everyone.
Fantastic advice. Okay, so the food's arrived, it looks great, you're eating, and then you realize you need something else. Maybe more water. Or you dropped your fork.
Right. First step, politely get your server's attention. Just a simple, excuse me, when they're nearby and not, in the middle of serving someone else. That's standard.
Not yelling across the room.
Definitely not. Once you have their attention, then make your request. Could we get some more water, please? Or could I possibly get another fork? Or could I get some extra napkins?
Simple and polite.
And hey, if the food is really good, don't hesitate to say so. A quick, this is delicious, or everything's wonderful, thank you, is always appreciated.
Yeah, a little compliment goes a long way. Okay, so fast forward. Great meal, good time, but now you're ready to wrap things up and head out. The bill.
Right. The standard phrase is, could we have the bill, please? Pretty universal.
Okay.
Although you might hear check sometimes, especially in North America. So, could we have the check, please? Works just as well.
Good to know both. What if you're out with friends and need to split it?
Ah, yes. You'd ask up front, can we pay separately? Or could we possibly get separate checks? They'll usually accommodate that.
And tipping, if you're paying cash.
If you hand over cash that's more than the bill and you don't need the small change back because that's the tip, you can just say, keep the change.
Useful phrase.
It is. And just, being aware of the general tipping culture, often around 15–20% for good service in many English-speaking places, is part of that final step, too.
So looking back at all these phrases, using them really just makes the whole experience smoother, doesn't it? clearer, more polite.
Absolutely. And what's really interesting, I think, is how these seemingly small bits of language build your confidence. They're not just about ordering food, they're tools for navigating a very common real-world social situation.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Mastering these little interactions helps you feel more comfortable, more natural. It shows how fluency often grows from handling these everyday tasks well. Think about how practicing scenarios like this, step by step, really strengthens your overall communication skills.
It really does build on itself. Well, that's about all the time we have for this deep dive. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Smart Speak English for more helpful tips like this one.
And please, if you have any questions about learning English, anything at all, drop them in the comments below. We'd genuinely love to hear from you and help out.